Good morning traders, this is Marco. We have the 6th of January 2023. It's the first Friday of the year, and as every Friday I'm doing a bar by bar for you guys. So I'm coming to the PC always around 7 in the morning, and what I can see directly on the top left corner here is the the news events at 7:30. We have a couple of news events, so yeah, I'm just waiting out how the news plays out. I'm not trying to take any trades into it, and you can see there was a huge spike up here, and yeah, some little correction of this spike, and now slowly, like 10 minutes after the news event, we have like 7:35 now, I start slowly trading and drawing my lines. So what I can see here is, for example, like a range coming up, and yeah, you have this very huge spike up here and some correction back inside the range, and now it's already 7:42. So from here I start considering taking trades and yeah, drawing my lines. We have some strong momentum trending higher here. You can see the bull bars trending higher, so I'm drawing a channel to see if there are any possible trades for us. But right now prices are moving within the channel. There's no pullback to the EMA so far, and we always look for example, second entries within the trend, but right of the key entry point, and key entry point is, for example, this EMA or the trend channel. But with prices moving that far away, I'm not considering any trades here, because they can snap back any second back to the EMA. So we just wait here. This uptrend broke, prices made a new high, so there's a potential pullback now. But yeah, we're not taking this short here. I know some of you like this kind of setups after a break and a retest of the highs, to take a lower high here back to the EMA. Yeah, it's a risky trade, but I try to stay with the short things within the trend of right of the key entry points. Just mentioned it, and yeah, prices go a bit sideways from here. Nothing to consider. You can see it's also moving maybe like within some range here. Hard to say right now. We're trending lower a bit, so I'm drawing my lines always when I see 3 or more bars of the same color. Then we have a breakout out of this range here, and yeah, there's a pullback, but we cannot take a short here because we also didn't reach the EMA. So right now it's going sideways here. Can increase it a bit, and this is congestion, nothing really to consider. And we're going lower here. Maybe there's even a channel in play, maybe something like this, because we had this shorter term channel working lower here, then prices formed this mini range. So maybe there's something like this going here. We have a first entry short here, second entry short right at the opening. Now it's the question what you do. In general, I don't have a problem with taking trades directly at the opening. You can see this changing color here to the white background. That's a sign that markets are opening, and this is a very nice second entry short. I really like this setup because prices made a new low here. We pull back, first entry short, pull back, second entry short, and look at this very nice bearish bar. So this is a trade to take. This is 100% that fits in our criteria to take trades. It's if you take it like this, then this is the confirmation of this downtrend here, because we have a touch here, another touch here, and this is the third touch now. And if we draw the shorter term channel here, there's a break and retest of the highs. So I really like this setup here on this second entry short. let's see how this plays out. This is congestive now. So by now I would be careful taking a trade because we have 4 or more bars stacked up here. But okay, this is working out. Here's a lower high, but this is way too below, far away from the EMA. We would like to see finishes of candles closer to the EMA. So nothing to consider here. Prices go lower. And there's a pullback now, maybe even a break of the channel. And prices go higher here. Let's see. And we can draw some line. Potential break of this channel, retest of the highs. And you can see we have some resistance here because in the overnight price action, prices touch this high like 1 time, 2 time, and this is the 3rd time now. So you can see there is some potential resistance here, and we don't like to trade into strong resistance. So right now we have to observe what's happening. A potential lower high of this resistance would be interesting to take a scalp back to the EMA. But you can see nothing is forming here. If you consider this as a break and retest of the highs, then yeah, a lower high of this resistance would be a nice setup. Also, we have this downtrend working here and no retest of the lows yet. So there we have the lower high. This is, let me check. Are we in some kind of channel? It's difficult to say. If you consider this channel here as valid with a break and new high and the bounce of this resistance that were made in the overnight price action, then I really like this lower high, and we still have the retest of the lows of this shorter term channel here outstanding. So this one here is a more aggressive trade because we would like to see more like a failure forming up here, because just taking it on a lower high and it's a bit congestive here. I think this is a risky trade, but I want to risk this because we have now this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bearish bars in a row. They're pushing below the EMA, pulling back and finishing on its low. So there is a potential that prices go lower from here, and we go lower and we are retesting the lows of this channel here. Maybe there is a bigger channel in play. Let's see. Maybe like this. Yeah, this I like the most right now. We have a break here now. First break of this channel. This is a second entry short now here, but we are in no man's land. We would like to see a second entry short forming at the EMA, for example. So taking a short here, I think, is very aggressive, and prices could turn on you any second, pull back to the EMA and then go lower. So I cannot take this trade, even though it looks very nice. And yeah, break, new low. And maybe there is even a bigger structure in play. If you consider this structure here, then the second entry would be right of the key entry point, but still I think we cannot take this because we like to see pullbacks to the EMA and then forming some resistance here and pulling lower. So this kind of setups I'm skipping. Yeah, potential first break of this bigger downtrend channel here. First break, retest of the lows. Let's see how this plays out. We're still going lower. Maybe it's even bigger than this. I will play it like this for now and see where we're going. We're pulling back now to the EMA. Maybe some potential setup here. No, there is no setup because we're going high here, but we're not touching the EMA and now going sideways. So can draw some range here. You were writing that you like to see like even the smallest structures. So I'm trying to draw them for you. And we are pushing higher here, strongly above the EMA. So this channel here could be played out with this break, retest of the lows. I'm not considering shorts right now, because with this like strong push above the EMA, something has changed. Also, if you consider this structure here that we had before, we had the break and retest of the lows. So this structure here, the blue downtrend, and this structure here, both played out. So let's see what prices are doing. We're breaking above the EMA, pulling back and continuing higher. This is always a very strong sign that momentum has changed and that we're going to the upside now. Going higher here, nothing that I can see. Now maybe there is a first entry long. Poof, and yeah, we cannot even enter the trade. But at the size of the bars, it's 9 o'clock, and you can see here 9 in the morning there was the ISM services PMI. So yeah, we wouldn't trade into news anyway. So always keep an eye on the news events and mark this in the best case, so that you are not taking any trades in the news, for example. And I like this channel here forming up, but yeah, hard to say, because we have the new low here, touch here, touch here, touch here. So from the low side, it's looking pretty interesting. But yeah, the top side, maybe it's like this. Then the midline would fit along here. So let's see how this plays out. News events like usually take around 10 minutes until it's getting a bit more quiet again. So I'm not taking any trades here, and you can see there's another confirmation of this uptrend. You can see this, like, prices came to this trend line here and bounced off directly. This is rejection. This is clear rejection of this trend line support here. Draw your lines. And we're going higher, and we're respecting the highs of this channel. So this seems to be intact right now, because also the midline looks pretty nice here. So I'm playing this channel here, but as you can see, we're breaking the channel already. So let's see. There is some potential support here. You can see prices like around this level finding some support, and yeah, maybe it's a bit lower like this. I will leave it like this for now. First break of this uptrend here, you can see prices trended lower. First break of this downtrend, retest of the lows, and also the first break of this uptrend. So this shorter term channel played out. And now we wait for a retest of the highs of this uptrend structure here. These are the price action rules that we trade. And this is like 100% congestion. Drawing this for you. And we're going higher from here. Retesting the highs. Maybe it's even a bigger structure. Maybe it's like this. Could it be like this? Maybe we would have a break here. So hard to say how this channel looks right now. So I'm just playing this channel in this way and see how it goes. Drawing always my shorter term channels also, because this is very important. So you know what's going on the shorter term side, and also on the long term side with the bigger structures. Okay, we're pulling back here. First entry long, that's the second entry long, but this bar is way above the EMA, and as I mentioned a couple times before, we would like to see a pullback to the EMA and key entry point. We have like 2 key entry points here right now, and forming a second entry long right now here. Yeah, above the key entry points, I think this is to skip, because it can always turn on you. So we have another test of this channel here. You can see pull back and instant reaction to this channel, going sideways here now. No setup that I can see. That's interesting, because right now it's not very sure for me what, like how to analyze this this breakout here. If this is a breakout of the channel and we have some couple legs up to a new high and then a potential reversal, or maybe that's a bigger structure. So I just have to wait. This here could be interesting, but you can see the shorter term downtrend is intact. So by the moment this happens, I know this is like the third touch, but yeah, by the moment it happens, I would like to see a break of the structure, retest of the lows. You can say that it was broken and retested here, but yeah, right now I'm not very sure how to analyze this channel here, so I'm just continue and not risking anything. And yeah, let's see if something else is popping up here. On the top side now, we have a lower high. If you take prices made a new high here, first touch, second touch. But yeah, it's right into the key entry point, this channel line here. And I'm not sure how much space there is to the EMA. So I prefer to skip this. And we're going higher. These are some very strong pushes higher, and the highs were retested already if you consider this as a break. So maybe it's more like this, the channel. Okay, the midline is still looking fine here, but yeah, we have to test. Right now you can see the structure is not very clear for me, so whenever it's not clear, I'm skipping setups, even though we're getting nice signal bars. But I want to have a clear structure in front of me to take any trades. The bias is now up. We have this uptrend working higher here, so we are looking in general for longs. But also you can see this resistance line that I drew earlier. Prices just approached it and bouncing back this line now. So finding some support here now and approaching to the channel support again. This could be a second entry long right now. And if you take this range, this could be a nice support of the this range resistance that turned now into potential range support, but it's congestive and I'm not sure about what to think about the structure here. So all we do is waiting now and see. Yeah, it was the right decision, because if you took a long here, they would let you in and stop you out directly. I'm extending the range. And there is some channel working lower here. You can see first break of this channel here and retest of the lows. So this shorter term micro channel played out by now. And do we find some support at this range here that I drew? Yes, we do, but it's not a setup for me. This bar here has 21 ticks. So if you go long here, then this bar, and consider the stop loss 1 tick below the signal bar, then you have a 23 tick risk bar. And yeah, there's not too much space here to the highs. So if this bar, for example, finished way lower here, let's say around this level here, then I would strongly consider taking a long here, because it's right off this range support. And yeah, you can see this bounces here. Also, this shorter term structure here played out with a break and new low. So if this bar was smaller, then I would consider a long here. But with this size of the bar, I cannot do this. And now we are trending strongly higher, and we are also breaking this old resistance now. This is interesting. Okay, this is very strong bullish. We're going higher here, drawing this spike and channel structure. We have the spike here and the channel starting here. Also, if you consider that this was not a break of this uptrend here, then we had the first break of this uptrend and now a retest of the highs of this green uptrend here. So right now we must be a bit careful to see what's going on, but this is strongly pushing higher. So this for sure is not over here, and maybe there's a bigger structure even in play. Let me see, let me check. I'm unsure what to think. I can't see any bigger structure for now. So we will play with this structure here, the shorter term uptrend. First break of this, you can see this 3 strong bearish bars. So a pullback to the EMA. I'm drawing my line here. And this is a first entry long. Pullback, second entry long. You can see prices made a new high here. So first entry, pullback, second entry long, and this finish of this bar could be stronger. If we finished a bit higher here, then that would be a 100% trade to take for me, because we have this shorter term uptrend here, the first break, and no retest of the highs yet. I will mark this trade as a potential but aggressive trade. It's a bit congestive here, but with this strong push higher here and the first break and no retest of the highs yet, on a second entry long, I like this setup. But it's aggressive. As I said, the signal bar could be better. The finish could be a bit higher here. And also it's a bit congestive. But yeah, with this strong push here, and the first pullback to the EMA, we should see at least a retest of the highs here. And we're going higher and retesting the highs. Maybe this is the final retest. Can draw some smaller range here, because you can see prices going sideways now. And there is a pullback to the EMA and a very strong reaction right off the EMA. You can see this bar here, and we're staying inside this range here a bit, pushing higher. Nothing to take here. This is like not clear what's going on. Maybe there is trying to find some structure that is fitting here. Maybe it's like this. So maybe we have some new trend forming here. I will leave it like this for now and see if we come back to the top side here, because the lower side fits pretty nicely. And yeah, we're going high here. There's a pullback to the channel line now. So if you watch Mack, and you know, in a very strong uptrend, Mack is marking these setups here as aggressive setups. But yeah, I would like to see a pullback to the EMA to consider anything here. Now we get a pullback and have to see what's going on. First entry long. Do we get a second entry long here? That's the question now. Pull back, second entry long, but not sure about this. These are two strong pushes lower here. Look at the size of this bear bus here. It's like a very strong push. First break, retest of the lows. Also, this bear bar here scares me because it's so huge and we're not like going higher here. Hard to say. Hard to say. I would skip it for now because I'm not sure how it like sets up here. Also, there is not a perfect finish in this bar, and with this strong bearish bar previous to that, yeah, I think we must be careful here. Okay, if you consider this trade, then you would not even get into this trade because the entry is one tick above the signal bar, which would be here, and prices didn't even tick higher. So yeah, that gives always a good feeling that there was not even a potential. We have a shorter term channel working lower here. First break, retest of the lows, and this channel here played out, and we're going higher still. So is this structure valid or not? Hard to say. Maybe I have to zoom out a bit and see if there is a bigger structure. Maybe it's something like this. Does this fit? Partly, yes, but I don't like it too much. So yeah, you can see I'm testing around with these channels here. Maybe it's more like this. The midline fits pretty nicely at least, and we have a confirmation here now. Let's play with this structure now. Okay, we have a pull back, so maybe it's a bit more like this. I will test the structure now and see where we will end. We're going pulling back here, no setup because yeah, it's very congestive here and the bias is not very clear for me. So I'm skipping, and we have a potential support here. You can see, I can draw this like this. Even if we extend it a bit more, then it's going in alignment with this range support. But yeah, it's hard to say what prices are doing here. There's a short-term channel working, break new low, and I'm still not sure about the structure here. So yeah, for now, I will not take a long here because I really have no idea what's going on. So we're bouncing off this support. This candle is very nice and strong bullish. If we saw some more tests of this support, for example here, if prices came down here and tested this, then it would be a nice setup to consider going long here. But with only 2 touches, I cannot risk this. Pulling higher here. And finding some support right of the EMA, and this is like going very sideways now, so maybe we draw some bigger range here. Let me check. I can remove this, and drawing the range here. Prices made a new high here, so this shorter term channel played out, but this is congestion here. Taking a short, I think this is too early, and prices go sideways, and there is a strong push higher now, and we're breaking out of this structure, and we're going higher. We're taking off, and no setup for us. This is how it is sometimes, and this is live price action right now. So yeah, what should I think about this channel? It's hard to say. I don't like how it's like behaving here on the top side because we don't have a touch here. So maybe it's something like this, and then we have some touches. But yeah, this channel you could have found only pretty much by now, because yeah, from the low side it confirmed from the top side, it looks also pretty nice. So yeah, hard to say. Many times you will see that prices spike up like this and then go a bit into a flatter structure. But yeah, this seems to be a huge channel here. The midline though I really like. So yeah, I would, if we continue trading from here now, I would play this channel here, I think, and see if there's any pullback to this channel and some potential trade setups. But yeah, this was the trading day so far. I'm zooming out a bit so you can see the whole day. It was a very strong push higher. It started with this news here, with this news event. Sorry for the zooming in and out. So yeah, we had the spike up here, then trending higher, the break of the structure, retest of the highs, and we formed some resistance here. Prices bounced off this resistance, and there was a very nice trade set up here. We broke this downtrend structure and retested the lows, and this structure was big enough to make an own structure. We spoke about this lower high here. I like this lower high with the strong resistance here and the following bear bars. So yeah, going lower here and then forming this bigger greenish uptrend. No setup, unfortunately. I cannot see any interesting setup here because there's congestion and news, congestion, range. This was the only interesting, I think. But yeah, the bar finished way too high, so a smaller bar would be perfect here. And then there are like some bounces off this channel support here. But what I didn't like here was that this shorter term downtrend was still in play. So I would like to see a break, retest of the lows with a nice bullish bar like here, finishing around here to take a long. So that didn't form up. And then we have some nice candle here, but this is congestion and it's going long directly here into the resistance of the range. So I cannot take this. Yeah, and then we have this spike up, spike in channel. Yeah, we spoke about this setup here. A very nice second entry long, aggressive because the bar was not finishing perfectly here and it's a bit congestive. But I like this setup. Yeah, and from here we're going higher and congestion here, push higher. There is now some pullback to the EMA, some potential second entry. But yeah, for now, this is everything. Not too many trades, but yeah, I hope you learned something. Please like the video, please subscribe if you haven't. And I wish you a great weekend and speak to you next week.